On FaceTime with her mom, she said, "Don't worry, I'm just having fun. I'd never actually marry a mechanic." Forgot I was in the background. I quietly packed my tools and left. Her mom called me the next day asking why I wasn't coming to Sunday dinner anymore. Hey viewers, huge thanks to everyone who's already subscribed. We're getting super close to 10,000. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and help us reach that milestone. I'm 33M, and I own a custom motorcycle restoration shop. We specialize in vintage Harleys and rare European bikes, mostly for collectors and enthusiasts. Not huge money like some businesses, but steady income, and I genuinely love the work. Think 1970s Triumphs and 1950s Panheads, not your typical garage. Been dating Jessica 29F for about 15 months. Met her at a coffee shop, hit it off immediately. She seemed interested when I told her about my business, asked questions about the restoration process, even came by the shop a few times to see projects. Her family's different story. Upper middle class, both parents are CPAs, very focused on professional careers and traditional success. Her mom, Linda, especially. From day one, she's been polite but cool, always asking about my business plan and if I'm considering expanding into other areas. Never quite rude, but clearly not thrilled. Sunday dinners at their place became routine after about month 6. Linda would cook elaborate meals, her dad Tom would talk investments. I actually enjoyed it despite Linda's subtle disapproval. Good food, Tom's interesting to talk with, and Jessica seemed happy having me there. Last Sunday started normal. Jessica and I went over around 2 p.m. Linda made her usual spread. We're all sitting around after eating. Around 4 p.m., Jessica gets a FaceTime call from her college roommate Sarah, who moved to Portland. "Oh my God, Sarah, I haven't talked to you in forever. How's the new job?" Jessica takes the call to the living room while Tom and I clear dishes. I can hear them catching up, laughing about mutual friends and old stories. "Mom, come here. Sarah wants to say hi to you too." Linda goes to the living room. I finish loading the dishwasher and head that way to grab my jacket from the coat closet. That's when I hear it. Sarah must have asked about me because Jessica's voice drops, but not enough. "Oh, him? He's sweet, but don't worry, Mom, I'm just having fun. I'd never actually marry a mechanic." Linda's voice. "Well, good. I was starting to worry you were getting serious. Please, can you imagine bringing a grease monkey to my company events? I mean, he's fine for now, but I'm not stupid." I'm standing in the hallway behind the living room entrance. Jessica's sitting on the couch facing away from me. Linda's in the chair at an angle where she can't see me either. The phone's propped on the coffee table between them, showing Sarah on screen. My brain just went quiet. Not anger, just this weird clarity like puzzle pieces clicking into place. I walked back to the kitchen, told Tom I had to head out early for a work thing, and quietly left through the back door. Got in my truck and drove home. Spent Sunday evening just thinking. Not hurt exactly, more like finally understanding the real situation. Jessica had been playing house with me for over a year while planning my eventual replacement. All those family dinners, meeting her friends, talking about maybe taking a trip together. Just temporary entertainment. Monday morning, I'm at the shop early, working on a 1972 Sportster engine rebuild. Good for keeping hands busy while processing. Jessica texts around 10 a.m. "Hey babe, you left early yesterday. Everything okay?" "Yeah, all good. Want to grab dinner tonight?" "Can't. Working late on the Sportster." "Tomorrow then?" "This restoration's going to keep me busy for a while." She doesn't push it, probably relieved to have some space from her charity case. Tuesday evening, Jessica calls. "Mike, what's going on? You've been different since Sunday." "Just focused on work. Are we okay?" "We're fine, Jessica. Just busy. When can I see you?" "I'll let you know when this project's done." She hangs up confused, but I'm not ready for the conversation yet. Need to handle some practical things first. Wednesday, I start quietly removing my stuff from Jessica's apartment. Basic tools I kept there for emergencies. Socket set, multimeter, jumper cables. Things I'd brought over during 15 months of fixing her car problems and helping with moves. Thursday, I update my emergency contact information at the bank and insurance company. Had listed Jessica a few months back when she offered after I mentioned not having family nearby. Seemed practical at the time. Friday morning, Linda calls me. First time she's ever called directly. Mike, honey, Jessica mentioned you two had some kind of disagreement. What happened? Interesting. Jessica told her we fought but didn't say what about. No disagreement, Linda. Everything's fine. Well, good. We missed you at dinner Sunday. You're coming this weekend, right? Actually, I'm going to be tied up with work for the foreseeable future. What? Why? Did we do something wrong? Nothing wrong, Linda. I just realized Sunday dinners aren't really working for my schedule anymore. That seems sudden. Are you sure everything's okay? Everything's fine. Take care. I hang up before she can ask more questions. Jessica shows up at my shop Friday afternoon while I'm reassembling the Sportster engine. Mike, we need to talk. About what? About whatever's been going on with you. My mom said you're not coming to dinner anymore. Are you ending things? Just been thinking about what we both want long term. What do you mean? I wiped my hands and looked at her standing there in her business outfit, looking annoyed that I'm disrupting her routine. I mean whether we're actually compatible for the long haul. Of course we are. We've been together over a year. Have we been together, or have you been keeping me around temporarily? Her face changes. Mike, I don't know what you think. I know exactly what I think, Jessica. I heard what you said to your mom on Sunday. She goes pale. I didn't mean it how it sounded. How did you mean it then? My mom's been asking about our future, and I was trying to buy time. By telling her you'd never marry a mechanic and calling me a grease monkey? I was just managing her expectations. I wasn't thinking clearly. You were thinking very clearly. You were being honest about how you see me and my career. That's not true. It's completely true, and that's fine, Jessica. You're allowed to want what you want, but I'm not interested in being your temporary entertainment. Mike, please. We're done. Take care of yourself. I went back to my engine work and she eventually left. Saturday brings texts all day. Apologies, explanations, requests to talk. I don't respond. Sunday morning, Linda calls again. Mike, what happened? Jessica's been upset all weekend. Did she tell you what she said on her FaceTime call? She said you overheard something and misunderstood it. Linda, I heard your daughter tell her friend that she'd never marry a mechanic and wouldn't bring a grease monkey to work events. There's nothing to misunderstand. Long silence. She was talking about you? She was talking about me to you. You were part of the conversation. Another silence. I remember that call now. I thought she was speaking hypothetically. She wasn't. Mike, I had no idea you heard that. Now you do, and now you know why I won't be coming to dinner anymore. The conversation ends awkwardly. Linda sounds genuinely surprised, which tells me Jessica's been spinning the story. Jessica shows up at my apartment Sunday evening. Mike, please just listen. There's nothing to listen to. I made a mistake. I was trying to manage my mom's pressure about marriage. You were being honest about your real feelings. No, I wasn't. I love you. You love having someone convenient who fixes your problems. That's different. That's not fair. Fair? You spent 15 months planning to trade up from me and got caught saying it out loud. She starts crying, but I'm past caring. Go find yourself a nice accountant, Jessica. Someone your mom will approve of. I close the door. Been 4 days since then. She's left notes, flowers, even tried coming to the shop again. I told my employee Jake not to let her pass the front office area. Her friends have been messaging me about being stubborn and unforgiving. But this wasn't a momentary mistake. This was her real opinion about me and my work. Said when she thought I couldn't hear it. I'm not angry. Just done wasting time on someone who saw me as a placeholder while she looked for someone better. Back to building bikes for people who actually appreciate the work. Update 1 week later. This week's been educational. Thanks for the comments and support. Good to see most people understand why I'm not interested in being someone's backup plan until Mr. Right shows up. Jessica's damage control campaign has been predictable. She's telling everyone I misunderstood what she said and I'm being unreasonable about a simple miscommunication. Monday, her friend Chloe showed up at the shop. Mike, you're being ridiculous. Jessica loves you. Jessica loves convenience. She made one comment to get her mom off her back. You're destroying a good relationship over nothing. Chloe, she called me a grease monkey and said she'd be embarrassed to bring me to work events, to her mother. While her mother agreed. That's not nothing. She was frustrated and said something stupid. She said something honest when she thought I couldn't hear it. Chloe tried guilt-tripping me for another few minutes before giving up. Tuesday brought an unexpected call. Linda again. Mike, I owe you an apology. For what? For my attitude toward you. I had a long talk with Jessica yesterday about what happened. Okay? She tried to blame it on me, said I'd been pressuring her to find someone more professional and she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. And? I told her that was nonsense. I never said anything about wanting her to date someone more professional. Linda explained that after our conversation, she'd been thinking about her own behavior toward me. I realized I had been standoffish about your work without really understanding what you do, so I looked up some information about motorcycle restoration. Most people don't know much about it. I didn't know the skill level involved, or that vintage bikes can be worth serious money. I was judging based on assumptions. Happens a lot in my line of work. I also realized you were always respectful to our family, even when I was being difficult. I appreciated the dinners, Linda. Tom's been asking when you're coming back. He really enjoyed talking with you about business and current events. Tom's a good man. Would you consider coming this Sunday? I promise Jessica won't be there. I thought about it. The dinners had been nice, except for the underlying tension I now understood better. Maybe. Let me think about it. Wednesday, Jessica escalated things. She showed up at my apartment with Linda in tow. Mike, I asked Mom to come so we could all talk this through. Linda looked uncomfortable. I told Jessica this was between you two, but she insisted. What did you want to say, Linda? Just that I'm sorry if my attitude contributed to Jessica feeling like she had to defend your relationship to me. Jessica jumped in quickly. See, this was all just family pressure and miscommunication. I looked at Linda. Did you ever tell Jessica she shouldn't date mechanics? No. Did you ever say she should find someone more professional? No, I said she should find someone who treated her well and had their life together. You clearly qualified. Jessica's expression shifted as her excuse fell apart. Linda, when Jessica said she'd never marry a mechanic on that call, did you agree because you felt that way too? Linda looked at Jessica, then back at me. I agreed because I was surprised she felt that way, not because I shared the opinion. I was actually confused by her comment. Jessica, stop. You said what you said. Own it, instead of trying to blame everyone else. The dynamic was changing right in front of me. Linda was seeing her daughter's character more clearly. Mike, I'll do anything to fix this, Jessica said desperately. There's nothing to fix. You showed me exactly how you feel about me and my work. I believe you. But I was wrong. You weren't wrong, Jessica. You were honest, and I'd rather know the truth than live a lie. They left with Jessica in tears and Linda looking thoughtful. Thursday, Tom called me directly. Mike, I don't know all the details of what happened with Jessica, but I want you to know you're welcome in our home regardless. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Linda told me some of what was said. You handled it with more class than most men would have. No point in making a scene. You thinking about coming to dinner Sunday? Yeah, I might. Linda apologized and it seemed genuine. Good, I'll have beer ready. Friday brought Jessica's most desperate move yet. She showed up at the shop with a ring box. Mike, I want to marry you. Jake and my other employee were both working and stopped to watch this unfold. Jessica, what are you doing? I'm proposing. I bought this ring to prove how serious I am about us. You bought yourself an engagement ring. I wanted to show you I'm ready to commit. You want to marry me now because you got caught saying you wouldn't? I want to marry you because I love you and I made a terrible mistake. I looked at this woman standing in my shop with a ring she'd bought herself, trying to undo the most honest thing she'd ever said about me. Jessica, 2 weeks ago you told your mother you'd never marry a mechanic. Today you're proposing to one. Which version is real? This version, the one standing here. No, the real version is the one who said what she actually thought when she didn't know I was listening. Mike, please. The answer is no, to all of it. We're done. She left with the ring, crying. Saturday I worked on the Sportster. Peaceful, methodical work, good for processing everything that's happened. Sunday I decided to go to Linda and Tom's for dinner. Final update 1 month later. It's been a month since I overheard Jessica's real opinion about me, and the aftermath has been more interesting than expected. I did go to that Sunday dinner at Linda and Tom's. Jessica wasn't there, which Linda had arranged beforehand. It was actually really comfortable. We talked about normal things, current events, Tom's golf league, Linda's book club. The underlying tension I'd gotten used to was completely gone. Before I left, Linda pulled me aside. "Mike, I want you to know how much I respect the way you've handled this situation. You had every right to be angry or vindictive." "No point in being angry, Linda. Jessica showed me who she really is. Most people would have tried to embarrass her or cause drama. That's not my style. Tom and I have talked about this extensively. We both think you're a decent man who deserved better treatment than what you got." That conversation meant something to me. Getting that kind of respect from her parents, even after breaking up with their daughter, felt like validation. Week 2 brought Jessica's final attempt at reconciliation. She came to the shop with what she called a business opportunity. "Mike, I want to invest in your shop, help you expand." "Why would you want to do that?" "Because I believe in your work now. I understand what you do." "Jessica, 3 weeks ago you called my work a grease monkey job. Now you want to invest?" "I researched motorcycle restoration after we broke up. I know it requires real skill. You Googled it after you got caught showing your true feelings. I'm trying to make things right. You can't buy respect for my work after spending 15 months pretending to have it." She kept pushing the investment angle for another 10 minutes before finally accepting that I wasn't interested. The really satisfying part has been watching the family dynamics shift. Jessica's been telling extended family that I'm being stubborn and unforgiving over a tiny comment. But Linda and Tom have been setting the record straight. At some family gathering when Jessica tried playing victim, Linda apparently shut it down. Jessica said what she said, and she meant it. Mike has every right to end things with someone who's embarrassed by his career. Tom's been even more direct. He told his golf buddies I was a skilled craftsman who his daughter never appreciated. Word's gotten around their social circle. Jessica's reputation has taken a hit, while mine's actually improved. Tom's referred 2 potential clients to me. Guys with vintage bikes who heard I do quality work. The business investment story backfired on Jessica too. When people heard she offered to invest after the breakup, it made her look calculating and fake. Like she was trying to buy her way back into a relationship she'd publicly dismissed. Meanwhile, the shop's doing well. Got some new restoration projects, including a 1969 Triumph Bonneville that's going to be a beautiful build. Steady work, fair pay, and clients who actually appreciate craftsmanship. I've been seeing someone new. Met Sarah at a vintage bike show. She's a nurse who rides her own restored Honda. When I told her what I do, she wanted to see my shop and hear about current projects. No concern about status or professional prestige, just genuine interest in the work. "Jessica texted me last week. I heard you're dating someone new. I hope you're happy." I didn't respond, but yeah, I am happy. Happy to be with someone who respects what I do instead of tolerating it temporarily. The revenge wasn't some elaborate plan. It was just walking away from someone who didn't value me and letting her own words speak for themselves. Jessica wanted a placeholder boyfriend while she searched for someone more suitable. Instead, she lost a solid relationship and damaged her standing with her own family. She thought she was having a private conversation about her temporary fling with the help. Instead, she revealed exactly who she really is to everyone who matters. Linda still texts occasionally to check in. Tom and I grab coffee sometimes to talk business. They've become friends independent of Jessica, which surprised me. Jessica's dealing with the consequences of thinking she was smarter than everyone else. Turns out when you talk down about someone behind their back, you reveal more about yourself than about them. I restore vintage motorcycles for people who appreciate quality and craftsmanship. Always have, always will. Jessica's opinion never changed that reality. It just showed she was never the right person to be part of my world. Now I'm with someone who gets it, and that makes all the difference.